Hi, Statesman Nation. We are joined today by head track and field coach Coach Friesen as we prepare for the 2019-2020 indoor season. Coach, let's talk about the women first off. A young squad.
Very young, yes.
Yeah, very young squad coming in, but a lot of potential, a lot of excitement built around this team. So before we talk about this year's team, let's recap last year a little bit. We had a bunch of solid individuals, a lot of individuals that really stepped up and moved into that PR mode like week after week. They kept on improving. Let's recap that a little bit.
Well, I think last year for the women, I was very happy with because we were kind of young. We lost a lot of good seniors and in that class, and like you said, some of these kids stepped up and did a really fine job for us. Probably start off with Kayla Music.
Yeah.
She broke a couple of records. She qualified for indoor nationals. We had a lot of kids. Elena Van Arsdale doing very well in the conference. Had a few PRs. Was close to qualifying for nationals. Just couldn't seem to get that last 2 or 3 inches that she needed in the weight and in the hammer. But she's really improved this year. So hopefully her senior year, she's one of the few women seniors that we have that she'll do well. Kayla's coming back. She's healthy. She was banged up in the outdoor, but she's healthy, so we're really excited about her. Caitlin Morton, our high jumper, yesterday we were just kind of doing some drill work, and she cleared A standard in high jump. So once we get her back into the groove, for hopefully that Doan meet, we'll have her, another solid kid for us. She's a returner, so she's a sophomore, so she should do really well. But some of the new kids, some of the younger kids that we brought in, Michaela Kelly, Carlasia Spikes, and then Shania Newby. Man, too many.
Right.
There's some great names. They're hard to, but I think those three, look like they could do really, really well, and even maybe push Kayla. Try to push her record. Mm-hmm. So we could see some women records fall. So that's the most exciting part.
Yeah.
Katie Hunter's back, looks better than ever. She gets more fitter and fitter every year. It'll really look for her to finish high in the hurdles in the conference. So I'm pretty excited with how the women are.
Yeah. During the off season, what exactly? I mean, I know it's a lot about numbers in a small school and just building you have to be successful as a team with a big team. You can't win it with 8 individuals or anything like that. But what were you looking for in particular with these individuals during the off season as you're trying to continue to build the program?
I think if we're talking about the new recruits, we were looking to fill in spots, get more athletes and more events.
Definitely.
And that's kind of what the focus was. Because we had some on the throws in. It's always been pretty good. We've always had a lot of girl throwers, but when it came down to the other events, we had maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe nothing at all.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the focus, to be a little more complete.
Mm-hmm.
Have a few more girls in those events, and I think we did that. I think we're still short in a few events. Pole vault always seems to be a nemesis for us.
Yeah.
So we have a hard time getting pole vaulters, and when we do, have a hard time getting them to stay.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's Iowa. Since Iowa doesn't have pole vault in high school, it's a little tougher because you got to pretty much go to the West Coast where they pole vault all year round.
Yeah.
Don't get that chance here. So you have to really kind of convince them this is a good fit for them.
Right, definitely. All right, hey, let's break it down by position, discipline, so to speak, I guess. Let's start with the sprinters. Highlight some of the top sprinters for this year's squad.
Well, Kayla Music, of course, coming back. When she qualifies for nationals, she's got the 60 and the 200 meter record here. But I think, like I said, Shania Newby, Carlasia Spikes, Michaela Kelly, Carol Fay, all of those girls right there, I think will do really, really well for us, and I'm really excited. I think the conference is going to see on the women's side a pretty new look for William Penn. We're going to have a lot of kids and a lot of events, and some of those kids will double in the jumps, which we haven't really had before. We have Caitlin Morton in the high jump, Kylie Guthridge in the high jump. So we have 2 women in the high jump, and both of them are pretty good. Both of them are right around 5 feet. Or above. Of course, Caitlin Bourne's above 5 feet. But yeah, it's exciting to have some quality athletes right there. In the hurdles, Katie Hunter, she'll be back, which I'm really excited because her times have really dropped. She gets fitter and fitter. She gets better and better. In the throws, some of the new kids we have, Catherine Guthridge is going to be able to throw this year. Last year she redshirted. So looking for some good things from her. Deanna Bryant, pretty good shot putter, still learning the weight. Look for some good things from her. As we go down, in the distance part, most of those kids are coming off cross country. So we'll kind of see where they're going to fit in as far as events. But I think we'll be pretty solid in those events as well.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, distance, middle distance, kind of a lot of those kids are overlapping.
Yeah,
there's quite a few that do cross country that are doing middle distance and not per se just distance. That's more their.
I think everybody above the 400 is doing cross country.
Right.
Especially our 800 girls, we want them to be doing cross country to get that base and be able to be ready to run at a competitive in the 800.
Yeah, definitely. And it's obviously a little different when you're talking indoor, running on a 200, even maybe a 300 meter track or whatever, versus the full 400 in the outdoor. But and obviously completely different than a cross country course where you're just running. And you're just running.
Yeah,
you just
I would say 90% of the freshmen that come in have never run indoor, so it's a totally different animal for them. But but I think we have some good kids. I almost forgot Kaylee Kombek had a good outdoor cross season.
Yep.
Look for her to do great things in our track season. So, and overall excited. I think the kids are excited. I think they can feel it, especially on the women's side. They feel that they can make a jump.
Yeah.
As long as they show up and compete, they feel like that they can really get out of that where we've been on the women's side in that bottom half to get jump up right into the middle.
Yeah, definitely. Talk about the schedule a little bit. Looks a lot like normal per se, but you start with
St. Ambrose.
St. Ambrose, that's exactly what I was going to say. You guys flip-flop every once in a while, and I haven't fully switched over to track season yet, but start with St. Ambrose this weekend, and then obviously you have a break, which is, good and bad.
Yeah,
probably more bad than good.
But I think this year, with the way the calendar kind of lined up, Doane actually has their track meet before school starts.
Right.
So we're taking a few kids to that meet, and the kids that have been there know that that's going to be a really high, intense, quality meet. There's going to be a lot of athletes there that are national qualifiers, All-Americans. It's just chock full of great athletes at that meet, And Doane, of course, they're a great team. They do, they have a ton of great athletes. So hopefully that motivates them that they just can't be hanging out doing nothing over Christmas. Of course, we give them the workouts and stuff, but
it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
You start seeing the turkey and the cookies and
and the kids go back home to work and stuff, but they've got to find time to time manage. It all comes down to time management. So, but hopefully with this meet, a little bit different. So we're.
Any other meets that jump out at you like this is a big one for us to show who we are?
Probably, going to the Jack Jennett, UNI, but I think the one that's really going to kind of see where we're at in conference is when we go to Northwest Missouri State, which is 2 weeks before conference. We actually get to run, and that'll be probably a lot of conference schools at that meet because they're going to all want to run on that track.
Yeah.
And it's 2 weeks before conference.
Conference will be back there.
Yeah, conference will be back there. So we're going to have a really good idea where we're at after the end of that meet.
Yeah, definitely. Again, you already kind of put a nice little bow on it, but what's going to take to be successful this year to reach what your level of success that you guys want to be at for the indoor season? We'll obviously talk outdoor in a few months again, but
I think the main thing is stay healthy.
Yeah.
We've got to stay healthy, and we got to keep improving every week. We can't take a step backwards. And for like track though, the day of competition, you've got to show up and you've got to perform your best.
Right.
That's not the day to have a bad day. So they've got to be mentally prepared. But I think the biggest thing is staying healthy. It's a long season, and and we started way back in August. So the whole goal is to keep them healthy through.
Right.
And I think we're pretty healthy. I mean, we only have a few banged up kids, but that'll be the goal, staying healthy.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Coach. Best of luck this indoor
Thank you.
season. We'll keep tabs on you. St. Ambrose invite this weekend over in Davenport. So if you want to catch some early season track and field, it'll be interesting with a lot of new individuals trying out indoor for the first time. But they should put on a heck of a show this weekend, Saturday, again in Davenport. So best of luck, Coach.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.